Good morning, afternoon or evening. This is a 2v2 match I had recently with Napoleon the Platypus against two other enemies which I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. It's quite a short match, but it is a very intense one, especially in the early stages. With a good spawn, I have two fish pools, a decent bit of wood, and what seems to be more over here. A tiger, of course, it can't be not a tiger. Napoleon over here has a few fish pools, but they're a little bit further away, and he has a wood line. And the scouting begins. Of course, I missed the deer, but it's not that big of a deal there. And Napoleon starts scouting the enemies and finds out that the map is symmetrical through this point here. So it's like a left to right, bottom left to top right symmetrical map, same as you can see here, the two irons. But we're also trying to scare deers into each other's bases now. Get some extra food. Here you can see Napoleon gets extremely lucky. With 3 deers. And I'm just about to run out my first fish pools, but there's a fish pool here and loads of cows. And there's also some more cows over here. You can see now the whole map. So our enemies are only building a few houses, and they're rushing up the ages by building a temple quickly. You can also see that he's sending workers for a bulwark rush. So he's sending only 3 workers, which I would recommend a lot more if you're going to commit to it. And he's going to exploit this wood line by building bulwarks on this side here. See, he's building them a bit too early, really, but they're still quite effective. You can also see that I started building my fight pits as we decided to rush, as we both had to log off for the day in 20 minutes, so we just need to get this over quickly. But the issue here is that Napoleon just didn't send enough workers to counter. You need to send, I'd say, more workers than he sends to counter. Because workers do 6 building damage, they can take out bulwarks very quickly. And that's the best way to counter bulwarks, building your own bulwarks and also sending your own workers. You can see that they've already got their temples up, and I'm only just building mine, as it's 5 minutes in. So, just finishing off my cows and killing a tiger. Obviously, there's always a tiger. 2 tigers, it seems. And the bulwark rush just keeps progressing here, with Platypus being unable to make enough warriors. He's got a good eco, but he just didn't manage to respond quick enough to the attack. But he's sending more workers out to stop construction here. But now, because there's so many bulwarks, which are upgraded as well, he moves his workers off the wood line after losing a few. And I start going up to Asia. There you go, you can see he moves his workers, and now my warriors, only just upgrading, with his unupgraded warriors, we start attacking. He also starts building bulwarks to defend himself from any more bulwarks. And blue goes Europe and yellow goes Asia. For some reason, the person who bulwark rushed went Europe. I would not recommend that, and he's not using all of these cows here either. And the Asia player didn't build very many houses. So he starts building some Europe towers, but with workers, warriors, we managed to kill his bulwarks and towers, even though he does have a few warriors himself. You can see that Platypus here doesn't have quite the right amount of housing because of the attack, while I have a decent eco, just struggling a bit on food because I'm constantly making warriors. And at this point we decide to go fully aggressive, as we've been set back far enough already. We just couldn't let them get the advantage. You can see he spams quite a lot of poultry yard, domestic fowl here, and starts going for his fishing, the enemy that is. And of course he starts killing my workers because I'm not noticed there. And I start massing up my warriors. Platypus hits Asia, and I get rid of this. I clear out my buildings here and just quickly build a poultry yard. It's not the best placement. But we start attacking with the few that we already have. I think that's like 15 here. I'm saying there you go, 14. And we're just running around disrupting workers while also building a wall. At this point we didn't know about this passage here, so we just wall off this main point here. You can see now that they're quickly being overwhelmed. I've got 25 warriors with platypuses, maybe I think 10 there. And they're just unable to defend with one barrack and like 3 towers. Okay, you can see that we just go straight for his town hall now, as he doesn't have the defences to stop us. And there's just a constant swarm of warriors coming out. At this point I have, I think 40 something warriors on the map, 38 at the moment, but there's constantly more coming out. Kill off his workers, and get his temple down. So that's the first player dead, and the second player quits soon after. Very short match, but quite an intense one I'd say. Thank you everyone for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.